Next act we have up, Sally Can't Dance, a great guy I just met a little while ago, Michael Schneider on guitar and vocals, Brooks Patterson on guitar, Dale Lawrence on bass, and Chris Randalls on drums.
I'm feeling good.
I guess the band started around, I don't know, when did I meet Mike? I met him in, it was the summer of 1989. I was playing in a different band, and Mike was doing the solo thing. What was it, Kalahari Ferrari? I can't remember. It was so long ago. We started out just Mike and I, and here we are again, and it's just more or less just Mike and I. Went through a couple different transformations. Fiddle players, keyboard players. The final incarnation was basically just a four-piece again with just guitars. The band seems to be just a launching pad for success. Anyone that's ever come into contact with this band has gone on to bigger and better things. Now, whether or not that's just because, in comparison, anything else is bigger and better, I'll leave that for the viewer to decide. Rod Warwick is doing well with the Jehovah's Witnesses and the United Postal Workers of Canada. Rob Maynard, missing, presumed dead. Who else we got? Mark Ferris. He's a real musician, and he actually never really admitted to anybody that he really played with us. He's not on any liner notes, and so it's actually difficult to prove. Who else we got in there? Annie. Haven't heard from Annie in a while, so I think she went back to Saskatchewan, but I'm not sure. We've gone through 58 bass players.
Who's the current one?
I'm not entirely sure, but I believe it's somebody named Leibowitz. We auditioned a drummer that used to play with Johnny Thunders shortly before he died. And the first thing he said to us was that he just kicked heroin and was looking for a diversion to keep his mind occupied. So we pretty much instantaneously knew we weren't going to take this guy. But we were fascinated with the really thick New York accent that he had. So Mike and I spent about an hour just asking him to say things. Order a cup of coffee. Yeah, I could have a cup of coffee. It was great. A lot of fun. Chris Randalls, who currently is still in the band but hasn't shown up to rehearsal in about 2.5 years. So I'm assuming he's still telling people that he's in the band. We just haven't found anybody to replace him yet.
Sally Can't Dance. Spent quite a lot of time in the band as a drummer. In fact, I was referred to as the glue of the band. I sort of held it together and made sure that it all happened and came together. I actually used to be this thin a few years ago when I was in the band, but after some good living and some hard drugs, I have expanded a little bit. Met Mike and Brooks in '94. And we rocked out in my basement. It was funny, actually. Dale, I probably shouldn't mention his name too much, but Dale, the bass player in my band, or our band, Mike's band, whatever, actually auditioned for my roommate's band and didn't join it because he said they sucked. And then we had an audition with Mike at the same house, and it turned out that Dale said to Carson, yeah, the reason I didn't join your band was because it sucked. So, and then he met Mike, and we don't even need to go into that. So actually, according to Mike, we're still a band. We haven't seen Mike or Brooks or Dale for 5 years, but apparently we're still a band. So thumbs up to us, eh? That's cohesion, that's talent. My favorite band story would be the time that we toured to Lethbridge, Alberta. 4 guys. I'm stuck in a car with Dale, and Mike and Brooks are coming in Mike's beat-up van, hauling 200 pounds of gear. Mike's van breaks down. Dale and I are in Lethbridge waiting for these guys to show up. We're scheduled to hit the stage at 7 o'clock or whatever, and we had to play in order to get lodging. If we didn't play, we didn't have a place to stay. So it's about 10 o'clock, and Mike and Brooks still haven't shown up in the broken down van. And Dale is losing his mind. I've never seen anybody go so livid before. Why the fuck are those guys? Fuck. It was hilarious. So finally Mike and Brooks showed up. We hauled ass, we got all the gear in onto the stage, did a quick little sound check, and then rocked the place. And that's my favorite band story, and I'm sticking to it.
Thank you. Sally Can't Dance will be back in about half an hour.